Drinking buddies, it is time to play this or that. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies, so we are playing this or that. I have two samples here, gotta find the best sample. I have two samples here, gotta find the best sample. And I have two samples here, gotta find the best sample. These samples came from my good friends over in the Discord that is exclusive for channel members. What's a channel member? Well, you guys do a lot by hitting like and subscribe, but if you want to do a little more, you can become a channel member. And you'll gain access to a lot of perks like being in the Discord and trading samples and meetups and things like that. Anyway, let's dive into the first samples. Thanks to Brian for these. Definitely check out his podcast. It is called Chill Filtered. It's available where you find podcasts. Chill Filtered. Actually pretty similar on the nose. They're kind of bright and honey. Citrusy. Subtle spice. A little bit more dank on this one. This one's a little bit more bright. This will be really useful for you. Oh, wow, that's good. This will be really useful for you because I'm comparing whiskeys and you will be able to figure out what whiskeys might be more beneficial to buy. Oh, this is really good, whatever this is. It's really striking me as familiar. There's a subtle cherry thing, a little bit of a young grain thing, not too crazy. Brown sugar, bourbon vanilla. That's good. I dig it. Little nice spiciness on here, which I don't think is rye spice, actually. I think these might be wheaters. So maybe it's like a French oak thing. These two are both giving me wheater vibes. Yeah, this is really good. This is a subtle cherry thing. Not very strong, but subtle. There's a nice oak thing here. This one tastes older than this one. Yeah, I like both. I'm going to deliberate here for a minute and then I'll tell you which one I like the most. I like them both, but I think I like B a little bit more. I don't know if maybe tomorrow I might pick A, the next day I might pick A, but lately I've been pretty consistent with my blinds. If I have something one day, I generally will like it the same way the next day. So let's figure out what sample A is. I was way off on the wheater guess. That is Eagle Rare. And then B, it's McKenna. That is funny. Oh man, that's funny. Well, I guess that proves that there are good single barrels of McKenna out there, because I do like this one. I have one back here that tastes like garbage, but they're both drinking so light and delicate right now. I was thinking like maybe Makers versus Makers 46, something like that, where we're in that under 100 proof range, but that's funny. That is really funny. Well, you got me, Brian, because I picked the McKenna. So I guess that means I'm canceled now. I did get the cherry there, but I got cherry on both of them. It's interesting. All right. So this one, we have sample F and sample G, and these came from my good friend Patrick. Let's drink a little water. This is really light in color. I wonder if my good buddy Patrick gave me a scotch to try to trick me into liking it. Certainly smells malty. A little lemon zest on this one as well. I got that same sort of thing on here. Little shortbread cookie here. Could this be an Irish? I don't know. That is definitely a malt whiskey. I believe that to be an Islay or Japanese, because a lot of the Japanese stuff blends Islay in. That is pretty decent though. I gotta be honest, I'm not hating on this right now. This is pretty decent. instead of getting those, you know, there's definitely some Band-Aid here, but yeah, second sip, I liked it a lot less. Maybe I'm just thirsty for whiskey. You need a big. I maybe should have put this one last. Those smoked ones can kind of wreck your palate a little bit. Let's go G. This one's a little malty too. This is a little mesquite-y. Chocolate, dark chocolate. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. It is a little bit funky and malty, but I'm getting bourbon vibes here too. Maybe it's something finished in a bourbon barrel. I don't know. I thought it was malt whiskey off the nose, but I don't even know now. But I can tell you I definitely like this one better than F. This is a scotch. This is a scotch I could drink. Maybe this is an American single malt, maybe? Maybe that's why I like it more. They tend to be done in the Chardonnay oak barrels, so they get some of those bourbon characteristics. Let's figure out what we got. G is my favorite. Hibiki Harmony, okay, 86 proof, so I was right when I said Japanese. And then sample G, cool. It's Uncle Nearest single barrel. It's 124.4 proof. So, that's really cool that this ended up being in here because I don't know why I got maltiness. Like I said, the smoked whiskeys can really mess with your palate, but I did narrow it down to thinking that this was either a bourbon or something finished in a bourbon barrel. But by no means was I thinking 124 proof. I was thinking these were both around 90. So that's really cool. And I have this single barrel and it's excellent. I love it. Anyway, my organization is non-existent at the moment, so it's somewhere behind me. Yeah, so I guess that was a weird comparison, but definitely look for Uncle Nearest single barrels if they're at barrel proof because they're really good. Also, can we just talk about how cool it was that he did the little pull reveal thing on the sample bottles? Take note on that one. That was a smart move there, Brian. All right, we have our last one here. I'm gonna do a little water in between. Best sip so far is easily this one. The more I'm sipping on it, the more I'm enjoying it. Okay, now we're into real like dank bourbon territory. I don't know why this one is giving me vibes of being like malty. I don't know. I don't know. It's odd. This is because this is more of a bourbon nose to me. This is more brown sugar and bourbon vanilla, but a little bit of like those leather shoes, old books, the older notes you get off of the older bourbons. Smells pretty darn good. Let's compare the noses. This one's a little more subtle. I got older notes off of this one, more oaky, whereas this one's a little bit more. This one's a little bit more bright. This one's a little bit more in your face, like maybe a little bit more proof. A little bit more ethanol coming off of this one. And when I go back here now, I'm getting a nice cherry on this. And some sort of like nutty thing. That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's more like an oak thing, like pecan wood or like a cherry wood type thing where we're talking about like, well, I mean, cherry wood's not nutty. I don't know what I'm talking about. That is good. There's nuttiness here, peanuts, cherry, so it's like a peanut butter and cherry jam sandwich. This is nice and oaky. Medicinal cherry. like cherry syrup on top of pancakes. I really freaking like this one. I think, dare I say it, I think I like this a little more than the Uncle Nearest. Sorry, Patrick. Oh, these samples came from... I don't remember. I will put it right here. Thank you. Oh, now what the heck am I smelling now? This one's got a little bit of a vibes of shoe polish on the nose. Something a little chemically on the nose. Yeah, like markers. Little bit of a Sharpie note. Maybe this is finished. Maybe I'm getting like a wine finish thing. It's proofy. It's ethanol-y. And there's a little bit of a strawberry or like raspberry type thing on here, like red fruit. Maybe that's a currant thing. I don't know, but there's red fruit here, and it's not cherry. That's really good. There's a great finish on that. That is... Guys, I'm just such a proof hound anymore. I don't know what happened, but I'm just a proof hound. Like, unfortunately, at this point, something like Eagle Rare is only something I can warm up with. I was drinking these, and I'm like, these are just so low proof and blah. And then I got to this stuff here, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I guess it happens. But over here, we got two great whiskeys. Definitely the three best are these last three I got to. But this is our winner. I'm digging the medicinal cherry notes I'm getting on here. I'm digging the, there's some really nice oak things coming through here. And little subtle hint of something that I would call like a sweet tea. Sweet tea is what I would call it. Like sweet but slightly herbal, just slightly on the herb side. Let's see what we're drinking. All right, so we got Old Scout Tin Type, and then we got Nashville Barrel Company Nashtucky Boss B-Day. This was a fun experiment. So if you're out buying 10-year bourbons, you might consider McKenna. Every McKenna I've ever tasted before today I didn't really love, but you got to be honest. Eagle Rares are single barrels too. I mean, they don't say it on there because they're technically quote unquote not a single barrel, but when they fill it that way. So they take a barrel, they dump it, and then if there's like, you know, this much in the bottom of one barrel, it might come from the next barrel, but they are as nearly single barrel as you can get without actually putting the name single barrel on there. In fact, when they do demos and they do tastings, I have seen it. I have some of them that say Eagle Rare single barrel. Anyway, long story short, I did like this McKenna. Over here, you know, this guy, it's kind of funky and wild, and I'm down for funky and wild every once in a while, but once we get into the Band-Aids and iodine territory, I tend to lose it. If you are a Japanese whiskey fan, though, I have a bunch of Japanese whiskey samples over there, and I'm planning to do an episode where I do a flight, so that'll be really fun. Do a flight, maybe even like seven whiskeys, because they're low proof, and I don't need to do a full ounce. I can do like 3/4 of an ounce. If you're in the market for a Uncle Nearest single barrel or a Japanese whiskey Hibiki Harmony, I'd buy the Uncle Nearest single barrel. Oh, I just got a nice mint note off of that. And then, if you're in the market for a nice single barrel, I would grab the Nashville Nashtucky Barrel Company. This is really good. This or that, drinking buddies. Cheers.
I'm your drinking buddy.